Joanne, my assistant, and a woman that's helped me with this GovCon summit in the past in Huntsville. And I signed her up to help me. And so what I did is I tried to give them an overview of the day, and I was typing it in Basecamp as I went. And I documented this, and I say, this is going to be our ongoing revised information so that I can actually use it like a, I have to hit continue, so that I can actually use it as a, every time that they need something, go to that document for the latest version, so that I'm not having PDFs and other things floating all over the place.
Right. And they were probably excited too.
Oh, they totally are, because I now can see how I can do it, and I'm roping in more and more people for this. So,
and you know what you're doing too, as you build that out and you go, okay, that worked. Then all you do is start a new folder called Toolkit, and you copy and paste it and put it in there. And so next year you have the template for it.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid now. You're wearing the white jacket. You're like, and you can see now how every year you were starting not from scratch, but from a deficit. Because starting from scratch would have been at least a clean slate. You were starting with chaos and garbage on top of you, trying to dig your way out of that. So you were starting at a deeper and deeper deficit every year. But now it's like you're building something, you know, oh, this worked. Okay, great. So next year you have everything that worked, and then you just add on to it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay, awesome. Did you get, just to do some quick housekeeping here, we sent you the 2 invoices, one for Shadow Blast for the monthly, and then one for the next Win the Hour, your next cycle?
I think it went to my spam.
Oh, that's possible.
So do you know what it goes out under?
I would say solvability, but I can ask Evan. Hold on. We only have the one email.
No, I mean the from things, because I lose a lot of stuff if it's inbound.
Okay, hold on one sec. Let me just Skype them. Hey, Evan, I just have Jenny here, and she was asking for the invoices. Do you know where they come from? Because she thinks they're going to spam, which we can, Jenny, after this, certainly for Shadow Blast, we can auto bill. So what are they coming from? Do we know? What?
Oh, here it is. New invoice from Shadow Blast.
Okay. And so there should be 2.
I'm going to mark that as important. Let's see. Okay. How do I do that? Right here.
And one
filter messages like this. It comes from Stripe. It should come in as new invoice from Shadow Blast.
Yeah, but Evan, what does she have to do now? So that's just on auto for Shadow Blast, not for Win the Hour. Yeah.
I do it this way. Okay.
I think, can you hear him speak, Jenny?
No.
Oh, sorry, because you're in my earbuds, I guess, because I had you on my earbuds. My apologies. Okay, sorry. So if she fills out that form, Evan, if she fills that out this time, will it make it automatic? Okay, all right, perfect. And then the other one is from Win the Hour. Did you find that yet, Jenny?
Not yet.
Okay, hold on. We'll just keep Evan on hold here for a sec.
Oh.
Because I have the earbuds, she couldn't hear you. Oh. I don't know how that works, but.
It just declined my card. Why would it decline my card? It did this last time.
Oh, maybe because I was Canadian. Remember that? I think that's what it was.
I know.
Okay, we'll call you if we need you, Evan. Of course, you know that. Bye.
Let me go get my American Express.
Sure.
I'm working on it.
Oh, take your time.
I was so proud because I just paid this one off and here we go again, but it's certainly paying me back in value with what you're doing. So
My God, I'm going to hang up and call my mother.
I know. Okay, Visa apparently doesn't like Canadians.
No.
All right, so I'm going to switch to Amex because maybe that's what I did last time. 3, 7, 2.
I think you had to call the bank the last time.
Yeah, and if I have to call the bank, I'll see if I can't get them to let me have this to go. Somebody found me on LinkedIn because they said, I heard your podcast, and I pitched him a $15,000 package, and they're going to come to my event, and I think I'll get them signed up for the $15,000. But if not, that's okay because I'm not going to work for free.
No, absolutely.
Okay, I got the Shadow Blast one on my Amex.
Okay.
So the other one would be called
Win the Hour.
Win the Hour. Got it. Pay this invoice. Okay, they're both paid now.
Okay. So.
And we're back.
And you know what? At some point down the road, when everything else clears down, I would be interested to see your selling process because I would be surprised that we couldn't add something to that.
Oh, yeah.
As far as how that goes. So that's something else that would bring in more revenue. So this is, can you see my screen?
I see your head. I don't see your screen.
Hold on, let me see. Let's try this again. See my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So we clean this up a little bit here so it gives it more pop.
Okay.
GovCon. And then the second page is this one. So see how it's really clear and digestible and you can just go to the headings and we focused on this.
Right.
So does that work for you?
That works for me. The main thing that I want to be able to use this over and over. And last year, what I did is I made this the back side of the program. And so I had to set it up left and right. Okay. And you'll be able to do that again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's least your worries. So, but I think it's clear, it's concise. You don't have a bunch of text screaming at you, and it really highlights this, and it really shows potential. Like it gets you excited, right? Now you can read the words startup, traction, growth, acceleration, like, and then you see the arrow. So there's this creation of energy and movement and getting it done. And then here you really pop on what that area you want them to focus. So you've got information that you can quickly digest instead of a whole bunch of things coming at you.
Yep, it looks great. Let's do this.
Perfect. Okay. And oh, that's the question I asked. Evan didn't know. Hold on. And then this one was done. Hold on. Let me just see. Can you hop back on Zoom? Can you hop back on Zoom? Okay, he's going to hop back in. Because if we had a question. He was in Eventbrite. That's not a problem. He says he's figured it out, so there's no issue there.
All right.
So I'll just wait for him to hop back in, and then I'll look at the other stuff. We'll get set up while you're. Okay, Jenny, updated workshops. See new graphic on bottom of flyer. This is renaming selling to SOF at Delivery Defense Innovation. Okay, so what is it I always like to know, because these things are clear to you when you send me the email. So what is this?
He had originally called this selling to SOF, which was limiting his market. Yeah. And he renamed it, calling Delivering Defense Innovation.
Okay.
And so in the graphic on the left, that black thing, it's the same book, but he changed the title.
Okay.
And I've already updated inside Eventbrite the description.
Okay.
So it should just be slight rewording.
On his flyer?
Right.
Okay.
Because in his wording, he put the 4-step process for selling to SOF, and now it's delivering your innovative technology to Homeland Security.
Okay, well, when you start getting all your ducks in a row, these people are going to come to you, because this is a whole bunch of pile of garbage right here. This looks like cut and paste from grade 2, and this is the worst cover I've ever seen. Like, even if it's dark and even if it's Navy SEALs, you can do better with that. So let me go into here.
He's looking through night vision goggles. That's why it looks that way.
Yeah, you can still do that and make it dynamic. Yeah, there's no excuse. They're going to be coming to you for this kind of stuff at some point, because yours is going to look so good. You're going to become a marketing snob.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's what somebody said to me. She said, Chris, I used to think things are so good. Now I look at them and I go, I'm a marketing snob. Okay.
All right, Chris.
This guy. Oh, here you go. Sorry, Evan. Remember I had a question. What was the question with Eventbrite that we weren't clear on in my notes?
Yeah, it was just so if you open up the flyer, any of them, and just
here, just one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, download the file.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Do I have one already downloaded? Here.
Probably.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's it was the question of what, we had to connect the email listing page to the URL and for the button. And I just want to double check that, currently the
hold on one sec. Jenny, can you hear him?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had a question. Sorry, go ahead, Evan.
Yeah. Just regarding so when you click on the PDF link and it goes to a URL, we just want to make sure that, is it the custom URL for each person?
So what happens is the one we just clicked on is for Tony Gray.
Okay.
So when you click here to register, it takes us to the registration page in Eventbrite. And then it has an embedded discount code.
Oh, okay.
So when you hit the button for register, my intent is that it shows Tony's class at the top.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the order in which it's supposed to show it. And it looks like it's not working because this is going to mine.
Oh, I see. So we want the link. Sorry, Chris, can you go back to the PDF?
Sure can, sir.
Thank you. So we want it to go to that URL at the bottom for more information, the tony.gov conference page.
Yeah, let's click on that and verify that link.
Sure.
try now hitting on registration. There's still something wrong, and it may be the way that she did that. Could we make Evan the presenter? And let me show him what I showed you.
Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. I don't know. Hold on 1 second. One thing might be on my skill set here, Evan. Manage participants. 1 second. Evan. I can mute you. That's good. Hold on 1 second. Ask, make a host. Look at that. I made you a host, Evan. Okay. There we go. You're now the host.
Okay, so Evan, if you could share your screen and show me we should be logged into Eventbrite.
So just go to Google, key in event. She'll walk you through it, Evan.
Yeah. Okay, just a second.
I don't know why I think I'm her interpreter.
Well, I'm speaking American and you're speaking Canadian, and so he's probably from a different part of Canada, maybe French Canadians or something.
No. Canadians get pretty annoyed at the French Canadians.
Oh, I bet.
Just 1 second here. It's thinking.
All right.
Okay, and we go to manage events, I assume.
Right.
Okay.
And then click on that GovCon Summit thingy.
Yep. Okay.
And then go over to the invite and promote link on the left-hand side panel. And go to discount and access codes.
Okay.
And the guy we were just looking at, his code is SOFTA. So this is alpha, so I think you go to number 4. Number 3. And I've been using this a long time, so some of this we're not using anymore in case you're wondering like, what, I don't get it. Okay, so when you do the change ticket selection, we're just gonna view this. So what it's supposed to do is this special link is supposed to show his first.
Okay.
And if you slide down, his box should only be his session. So keep going down and they won't see these. And what it's really supposed to be, if I've got the link right, it should take him straight there, and his should be listed at the top.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so once you close out of here, if you go back to Softa, do the drop down again, and it'll say view shareable link.
Yep.
And then let's click that. Let's copy that one.
Okay. Do we want to view that in just a new
Yeah,
tab?
try and see if it'll work. It's so slow.
It says that the promotional code.
That's weird. I just changed them. Let me go in there on mine, and I'm sorry this is taking so long.
No, it's fine. This is what the time is for, Jenny.
Yeah.
This is what we're working on.
You're right, Chris.
If it was quick and easy, it'd be already done.
Oh, I see. It's right now. It says it's ended October 31st, 2019.
Yeah, and I went into all of them, and I must have missed that one. I went into all of them just a little, yesterday,
Oh, I see.
and thought I changed it. So if you're in there, can you change it to 12/31/19, or do you want me to do it?
Can I do it from this page here, like configure the code, or do I have to go back to?
Oh, you got to go back to the other one, but I can go into I'll go in and configure the code because I know where to go.
Oh, okay, sure. I mean, there's Eventbrite's fairly like the UI is pretty friendly, but there's just a lot here that definitely.
Well, and I've been using it for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, so. And that's why each year we copy it over, and that's why there's a certain amount of old codes that I'm not using and things like that. But it's trying to open. Oh, finally got it.
And Evan, there's a couple little things she needs changes on something else. And since I'm getting on a plane tomorrow, you might as well stay so that I don't have to re-explain them to you after we get through this part.
Oh, sure.
They're just minor stuff, but.
You know what? It's just, we're talking about Tony Gray, right?
Who, me?
I'm looking at the Eventbrite, and it says it's still open. I mean, it says that it's 12/31, which is what it's supposed to be. So I think I'm going to have to call the Eventbrite people and say, hey, I need you to run some kind of toolkit on my website registration.
Okay.
But you see how it works now.
Yeah, with the like the event dashboard and
yeah. And so each one of those guys has their own link, and Tony's is SOFTA, You want to put an email real quick?
You can also put it in the chat there too, Jenny.
Oh, that would be easier, wouldn't it? Chat, chat, chat. Where's the chat? Here it is. Okay, Tony Gray is SOFTA. Russ Barnes is SYSTRO. Eric Wright is, that's 2 p.m. And Josh and look and see what Josh's is. Josh's is either RSM or RSM Federal. I think you'd find those.
Okay.
Oh, and Jenny's is Jenny. Is that what it is? I better look real quick.
Here, I can bring back that page. There's one that's Jenny.
Is it 20% off?
Looks to be.
Okay. And then under the drop down on the right hand side, do change ticket selection. We'll just make sure it looks right. But I think I'm going to have to call them and get some help on the back end to get these confirmed, because I think what it is I updated it, but it doesn't look right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, those are correct.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. What was the next one?
Okay, so Evan, let me go back to, can I share the screen again?
Yeah, yeah. I'll just
Hold on. Okay, here we go. This one here.
Yeah.
She just, what was it we did, Jenny? He just changed.
Well, he changed the wording to say instead of selling to special operations, it's called delivering defense innovation. And so he also renamed that book. So he sent a new graphic.
Okay, all right, hold on, here we go. Which, by the way, if he wanted to fix the book, he'd fix the cover. But anyhow, I'm going to send this to you, Evan.
Okay.
So, Evan, as per, oh my gosh, stop. As per our, oh, that's, I don't know why I'm yelling at you, meeting. Sorry. Change the copy as he changed the name. Oh my gosh. Okay. Name of the book and his talk. So if you can just read his flyer in Basecamp. So if you can just deal with that, so I don't have to put, you can put it in Basecamp for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And then while we have Jenny here, let's just make sure we don't have other little Jenny things here. I want people to sign up at Jenny so connect them to each other ahead of time. 9% are on LinkedIn. Is this a LinkedIn question, Jenny?
Well, it's kind of a help me think this through.
Gotcha. Okay, we don't need Evan for that. So hold on.
No, we probably don't.
Okay, this one. What's this one?
Oh, this is because I keep doing webinars and I send in the slides, but I never promote myself.
Okay.
And this one has this is coming up in November the 21st.
Okay.
So we just need to see how to handle that one. So I don't think we need Evan for that either.
We might. So Evan, can we give her a URL like with an opt-in so that then we get them on the mailing list, and if they have it in the show notes to follow the link, they get 25% off?
Yeah, we can do like a landing page.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
I got the newsletter sent out too, by the way.
Landing page for her webinar. we will create so she can get opt-ins. What's the name of the thing you're giving 25% off on?
Let's just call it Govology webinar, because then we could use it again.
Govology webinar. Govology webinar. What's it about though?
Well, they're going to change each time. This one is called,
Oh, I see. So this isn't the name they're putting out. So we don't have to have a good name. You're just giving it to the person and you're calling it a Govology webinar.
mm-hmm.
Right? Like you wouldn't want the audience to hear that name because it doesn't create action.
Well, I can, what I will be doing is if I send them if you guys set up a landing page, then I would use that landing page over and over. And I would just change the description of the webinar and the date on that landing page.
Okay, so on the landing page, what we want is a reason to opt in. So people are going to opt in to get 25% off. And what are they getting 25% off of?
They're getting 25% off, me giving them a webinar on, let me go see what the title is. I put it in Basecamp.
She did. She's on Basecamp now, and she's like, it's her new crack.
Deal.
She was running out of her emails, Evan. She was making herself insane.
It's called How to Win More Contracts with Competitive Pricing. And I think it's in the body of that email.
Okay, Evan, so if you can set that up because I'm washing my hands of it because I'm leaving. So if you can set that up in Basecamp for her.
Yeah.
And you're good? Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome.
And
Thank
then,
you, Evan. Oh,
yeah, and as long as I'm asking, can you get me some kind of graphic that would work for that?
A graphic that would work for what?
It could be a little calculator. It could be
for the page, for the opt-in, or for the.
Oh, I guess I don't need one for that, do I?
No, because we'll create a graphic. That's what it is. It will have a graphic and have your name, and they have to opt in.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're on it.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, fabulous. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Evan.
Yep.
Go back
What to
here. Bye.
All right, take care.
Okay, Jenny.
Yes.
For GovCon, I want to get people signed up at January 23rd so I can connect with. Oh, wait, what happened? We still have your LinkedIn article. Is that done?
I didn't finish it.
Okay, hold on. Let's look at that. Okay, I want to get people signed up at January 3rd so I can connect with them each ahead of time. 90% are LinkedIn, and they are not. If they're not, they're really not ready to do business. There's so many veterans groups and veteran supports. What I want to do is sign people up and then put their LinkedIn profile on my list. Yes, I am Mitch to keep going. This is how I bring Mitch alive and keep going. It's online community. Okay. Veteran says it's one strategy. They need to connect with speakers. Okay. So what you're saying essentially is you want to be more active on LinkedIn.
Right.
So in order to be active on LinkedIn, you have to be active on LinkedIn.
Well, what I'm also doing is when people as people sign up in Eventbrite for the event, I want to reach out to them or have Joanne reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for signing up. And I want to create a way that I could put their LinkedIn profile on a list to tell people who's coming.
Okay. So that's easily done. You just have a list, you just add them. That's a process. That's not a problem. But I would encourage you, because you're telling me your audience is there. Can I see what you have done for your article?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't looked at it today. Let me go find it.
Okay.
It's not under there. Can you see my screen?
No. Hold on. Can you send me what you have?
Well, it's a Google Doc.
Can you send me the link or something?
Yeah. You may put it in the chat window.
Sure. No, that keeps going. Okay, let's see what we have here.
So what I realized is I spent a bunch of time just cleaning up what was in there. And that was actually probably Jenny not using her time productively. So I went through that far, making it so it was easy to copy and paste. And then I went all the way down to the very bottom last night, and I was working on the 400 words, but I didn't finish it. But this is what I started with.
Yeah, so what I do here, let me just show you what I do. So, because
Okay.
I do this all the time, because I'll take interviews I do, and it's a good question. Maybe I'll make a process for this, put it in the academy, because you just do stuff and you assume everybody does, but hold on. Now, to be fair, I also have people help me with this, but. So there's two ways of doing this. So my team goes in here, and the first thing hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Copy. Okay. All right. So there's two ways of doing this. What we tend to do, the first step that's done is people go in here and then they just take a green highlighter or something and they just scroll through really quickly and they see if anything that they think is done well, said well. Like, so we're scrolling in here and we're like, okay, I love how you started talking about scalability. Oh, now we're getting into the meaty stuff, right? So then I just highlight it with green, just chunks of it, so that we know this is, how are you, blah, 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 it's raining, who cares? So Mike, the podcast, I'm guessing, okay, I finally put it on my website. So, okay, whatever, just get there. Yeah, that's great. And I like how you said that, because here's another thing you can do too, Jenny. You can say, I like how you said that, and you can make that green. Right now, when we're really, speed of implementation for you is everything. We can make it perfect later. What I might do, what I've done in the past, is I wrote an article like this, and it was about time management as in a podcast. So I said, didn't have time to listen to my time management podcast. Here's the interview. So all I did was I trimmed it down and I made it like this. So what's the guy's name?
Michael Lejeune.
So we got Michael here. Oh, they do not display. Hold on, Michael. Sorry. Sorry, he's looking for notes and he logged back in and they're not showing them. One sec. Chat. Well, I just got to send these to him. Chat to everyone. I don't know. You sent him chats, but they're gone.
Well, it's still showing in mine.
Oh, can you hold on? Oh, is these ones here? Tony and all them? Is that what he's looking for? Okay.
Right. And then the one that says Jenny, my code is Jenny.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, softer. Okay. Emailed you. Okay. Okay. So what you can do here, Jenny, is at the very least, you can do this to get this done and say here. So step number one is I would just quote it as an interview and go, because when you do that with magazines, they'll have like, whatever, we've interviewed Jennifer Aniston, and then they just have it like they like it even more, because then you can scroll down and just read the real thing instead of the summary that the person wrote, like, oh, she's wearing a blue top. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So here we could just, am I sharing my screen?
You need to share it again.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. Okay. Oh my, did I just hang up on you? No, you're still there. Am I
No,
sharing
I'm
my
still
screen?
here.
Okay, am I sharing my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So there's like about 10 different pieces of product that you can get out of here. So the first one I would do is maybe just list this as, hey, this was an amazing podcast I was on. A lot of people have been asking me about this. Here it is. So welcome to Game Changers Government Contract, Game Changers dedicated to helping position women. Okay, whatever. So then we can even take this part out where he introduces himself. I'm not going to do all that here because I don't know if this is your only copy. You can just take
Right.
that out. And then you can say, Jenny, hey, well, thank you, Michael. And you can even take that out, you know, whatever, but you can say it's self-ability. We focus on.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And so then that's one thing you can get out. Like you can get this out, and eventually you can have somebody else do this for you. You can get this out in 2 days, like easily, because you just copy and paste and put his name, your name, and trim down like the junk. And sometimes when an interviewer asks you questions, they will pre-qualify that with a couple questions like, Jenny, when you talk about finance, I know for myself, I often get discouraged with monthly bills. How is that different? So then you might have to go in and take out his pre-qualifying. So it's one question, one answer. So just trim it down.
Okay.
So that's one way of doing it. Then the second way of doing it, now you've got the interview and you can just, we can help you with that, pre-qualify it, put it on LinkedIn and say, oh my gosh, here's a really great interview. And then the second thing I would say to you is you just go through and scroll really quickly and take a look at anything that says, okay, wow. And then highlight it in green, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
make copy and paste and put that into another document. And then just delete all the stuff that is in green and make an article out of that.
Okay.
And then we can talk about how to make, you know, posts and things like that.
Okay. I'll be able to work on that some and have several of them set up.
Yeah, because you're just starting here at the bottom, like really it's good, but you're starting from scratch. And
yeah, at the bottom, what I was doing was trying to make it a little bit readable.
But you can make it readable when you trim it down.
Okay.
When you trim it down, it will become readable. So don't copy and paste and start a new thing. What you're doing is you're going back to university. You're saying, here's my research. And now I'm going to start making an essay and pulling it together. I'm telling you, I heard the podcast, the content's in there. Do some weeding, the flowers will pop up.
Okay. Do weeding, flowers will pop up.
Yeah. So you can get at least, foolishly, no problem, 2 articles out of one could just be Jenny Michael interview. The second one, you just trim it down and make it a blog.
Okay.
And then, you know what, this last week where I've been busy with the podcast and launching it and stuff, we went back and what we did is we had articles, blogs that I wrote for LinkedIn. So let's say I said the 3 biggest mistakes in time management. What we did is we took 1, 2, and 3, we switched the order, changed the names of the title and the headers and gave new pictures.
Right.
Like even if I had a huge audience, they're not all reading the same thing at the same time. But right now I don't have enough of a loyal following for them to say, hey, Daniel Steele, I already read that book. Which, by the way, authors do that all the time. They'll get an older book and they put a new cover on it. I
know. I bought those books.
Yes. So the point is, so you can, this is not something that should take you 2 hours to write an article. Trim it, the flowers will pop up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what was happening is I was going through and editing the whole thing to make it sound right, and that was like
no. First, trim the fat.
Version of procrastination, I think.
Yeah, and first, what I would say to you is trim the fat, and then when you got an article from 1,000 words down to 500, then you'll look at the categories, you'll read it and go, oh, I'm talking about this. Give it a header, and then the last thing you do is edit it and make it sound good. That's the last thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it.
So because I'm going to be away, I want to come back and I want at least 3 blogs ready. When I come back, I want to be putting out a blog every week on LinkedIn. And that blog will also create posts for us because now we'll be getting into mid-November and we're looking at this in March. So I want to start at the very latest. I want to get the plane off the ground in November, and in December, I want blogs and posts like religiously.
Okay.
Okay. So
Right.
that's your homework.
Okay.
Let me just put that in there. Blogs from her podcast. Interview style. Blog. Oops. Style. We want to have 3 blogs ready upon my return. I will then post them in draft or Jenny and make posts out of them. So if you give me 3 blogs, then I will post them for you in LinkedIn and make them look all good, and we'll get them out, and I'll show you how to repurpose them, and then we'll take from that and we'll make about 10 posts out of it.
Okay.
So
that sounds
you'll
good.
get a lot of content. Okay. And I'm glad, you know, you don't feel bad about these things, but this is a really good exercise, because the fact that you struggle with it just shows me like, oh, okay, you were putting too much work into it, and I can show you how to execute to have a much larger yield on your investment. So an hour should give you 3 blogs. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. This is just going to get easier and easier. I'm telling you.
All right.
Okay.
And are we meeting next week?
No, because next week I'm away.
Okay.
But we're meeting the week after. We are meeting at our regular time, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That sounds good.
Do you
Safe
have any
travels.
questions?
No, that's good.
You're good? You got a belly full? Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.